Welcome back to the Phoenix Podcast. I'm Brandon McDevitt.
I'm Tiffany Piper.
And I'm Sandy Gouch. Today, we're going to be talking about should homework be banned?
All right, real quick, let's get a tally. Who thinks homework should be banned? Well, there's no episode for today.
Well,
there goes that episode.
I thought you guys were going to be like, be gone with it.
All right,
there's no
so
episode for today.
I gotta say before anyone clicks off the video and go, these people are a bunch of we shouldn't represent the teenage population. Listen,
Sure.
let us explain ourselves. So I gotta say for myself, I don't completely mind homework, but I don't think teachers should be able to overload you with homework. Like a little bit, in my opinion, it's nice because I know the moment I get home, I completely brain fart and I don't remember anything that happened during the school day. So having the homework, or even just having something to just review over what I did for the day makes it easy. Plus, most of the time, I'm just doing homework during school hours, so it's giving me something extra to do.
Okay. I disagree. I think that, homework
We do have an
is
episode after all.
practice. And I think that having a buttload of homework at times points in the correct direction of work ethic. And so this is a really hard question, but here's the way that I see it. I see myself as a hardworking student, right? And when I get a lot of homework, I personally do not mind it. I like the challenge. I like, finally, what I signed up for. I go to a school for a certain reason for the challenge, and sometimes I don't really get that. So I like having a lot of homework, and I like having a challenge. I know not everybody likes that, though. And for the people that do not like that, what happens when your boss gives you a buttload of homework? What are you going to say? No, I'm not going to do it. I'll take the 0. That's not how it works. So it's fantastic to teach people.
I never said that I would take the 0. Even when I am overloaded with homework, I still do it and I still get it done and stuff. It's just there's a line that teachers shouldn't cross, because it's one thing to have every once in a while have that one teacher who gives you a whole packet of homework to be done in one day, to another thing when you have 4 or 5 teachers sitting here loading it on top of each other. And that's when I feel like as students we can tend to get overloaded and start getting very panicky and stuff. And I gotta say for myself, when I get too stressed, I don't sleep at all. Even if I know I'm all right, if I have too much homework on my plate, I will not sleep. Maybe an hour or 2, and then I'm up and I can't do the homework because I'm not in the right mindset to do it.
I don't think that Tiffany, I don't really think you have a problem with, if you get too much homework, I think you're not going to take the F is what I'm trying to say. I know you're not that kind of student, but no matter what school you go to, there are going to be people like that who are I'll just take the 0. I do not care. And not everyone can have a parent or parents that try and teach you a work ethic and tell you, you have to do your work, there's not always that, and not every person has that click in their head, I need to do this, although it doesn't matter now, it'll matter later.
Right.
So I think for me, I like it because, 1, I get a challenge, but also 2, this is terrible, but it kind of shows the teacher this is someone who, even if they get a ridiculous amount of work, they're still going to do it, and they're still going to put effort towards it. Might not get an A, but they did it. And then you have the student that doesn't do it and takes a 0 and shows that you gave me too much work, I don't care, I'm not going to do it. They don't do the easy work, they don't do the hard work, they don't do work. Those are the people that you're not going to have to compete with to get into the college that you want, to get the job that you want. I don't know about you, but I see school as like this kind of arena. Like everyone is trying to
Oh
work
yeah,
towards a goal. Not everyone, but a majority of people are trying to work towards
sure.
a goal
Yeah.
and, you know,
So,
work their way to their living and to the end goal. We all have to go through high school, and some people are like, well, I have to do it, so I'm gonna not. There's a
so
defiance level there, and I like
It's
it when that's pointed
true.
out.
yeah, and with that in mind, I gotta say, three of us probably shouldn't say too much about it because the school we go to, we're given time to in school hours to do our homework. So for us, being overloaded with homework isn't as big of a deal as it is for some of the other public schools.
I do agree with that. Yeah, we are given quite a good amount of time to do what we want.
Mm-hmm.
to work on what we want.
I never came back from school once and had homework to do.
Same,
Like,
same, same,
that
same.
wasn't
Oh,
due the
me.
next day. I don't know about you, but that's just.
My fault. I was a different class before that class, and it was really.
Yeah, I'm not totally against homework. I feel like, I mean, they just gotta definitely feel what you're saying, Tiffany, with the, you go.
But yeah,
We're back.
There we go.
no, I gotta say, I don't think it's like a 100% brain fart is the problem. I think it
We're back.
once you
Yeah, we're
get
good.
home, I feel like once you get home, the reason why it's a lot harder to do the work than it is at school is you're in a completely different area.
Right.
You're in a completely different aurora around you, and when you're at home, you're more likely to sit back and relax than you are
Yeah.
to be in your school. I know for me, I have a school mode and a home mode. And when I'm at school, I'm in that mode. I'm focused on getting whatever I need to get done. And then once I get home, it's like relax.
Yeah, like with the online learning thing that happened, because quarantine.
Mhm.
I definitely, I feel like everyone started to learn about the whole, home is not a great learning place. You know what I mean? And I feel
Or
like
at least for me.
some people are definitely gonna have it better. Some people are gonna have it worse. But I feel good. Well, the workload we had during it, it was like one sheet, and it wasn't too hard. It was just to make sure that you knew what you were doing, and basically, if you weren't following along in school, you would know when you got home, right?
Sure.
And I'm totally for that. I don't think it's too. You know what I mean? It was like a 10-minute, maybe 20-minute, work. But yeah, I'm pro homework, but sometimes I'm anti, which is
Yeah.
pretty counterproductive. Yeah, we're not gonna say any teachers' names, but we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna throw
I
names.
think that for me it's like if I was in the mood to do something, then I would just do it then. I liked getting ahead because I knew that it meant when I don't feel like doing it, I have nothing to do. I leave that window open for what could have been failure. I leave it open to be, do
Right.
you. Go do whatever you want because you already finished it. You've already succeeded. You're fine. And I think, personally, online learning was for me. And I would do it full time, but I think that there's a certain title that goes with that sometimes. The people that want to do it are the people that I know that have gone and done online learning weren't really the best people in school, and that's why they did online learning. So although I really like it, I think I'm
Right.
just going to stick with maybe an online summer class, because that way I don't
Yeah.
have to drive all the way to school. So, but for me, like, I will agree with you. Our workload, phenomenal. Keep it like that. Do not change it ever. We should just that consistent amount, like small amounts of work.
Oh yeah.
That perfect. Or
Oh yeah.
I mean, just something to
And
make you
I
think.
think when it comes to homework and stuff, something that should be kept in mind for teachers, that giving your students the option of getting ahead. Like they don't have to be doing next month's homework. Just give them something that prepares them for the next week, since they're already done. Like, give us something to slightly get ahead. Because one, it feels amazing as the student to be ahead and be like,
Yeah.
I remember this past year sitting beside Savannah and had already done something. It just warmed my heart.
Perfect.
Definitely.
It is so relaxing to be able to go home and sit down and stare at the TV for the rest of the day, knowing that all of your homework is done. Everything, the rest of the week is done. I mean, it might not always be possible, but just
Right.
getting as much done as you can efficiently and also good quality work, that'll get you a good grade, and then you can go home and play Apex all day with your best friend. Like, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
I don't know what else you would want in life, you know? Like, and I know not everybody, like, I mean, we're teenagers. We don't really have, like, a job to attend to. We don't depend on our salary. So I understand the people out there who are like, I don't want to do this, and I don't really feel obligated to. So I'm not going to do it. I know those people personally. They're not bad people. They just don't have the future in mind along with the current state that they're in. Now, there's a certain time that what you do doesn't matter. And this is elementary school, maybe 6th grade. 7th grade is going to matter, don't.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I remember when I moved schools in 7th grade, I looked at my first quarter grades and I was like, if I'm going to go to early college, no matter if I'm going to early college in Davis County or another county, I had to have at least ABs, I thought. That was my big
I didn't
worry.
even know about 7th grade counted. I thought, high school is where it counted. And then,
I thought 8th grade year is where it was going to count. And I hadn't even planned on going on to the school that we go to. Just happened. But I mean, but there's a certain time. This is what I'm working towards right now. There's a certain little window, and May 31st is the day that colleges decide you're in. We can't say you're not in anymore. You can't just not go here after this date. So from May 31st to the end, no, I think it's maybe it's March. I think it's March 13th or 31st. There's some little time that's like if colleges accept you in, you're in by that day. There's no out, you're in. The decision's been made, you're good. So everything past that does not matter. It doesn't. So as long as you get a C or above and you get the credit, you're good. So you can slack off. That's the time to jump around, have fun, go to parties, do what you want, have, whatever floats your boat, because it doesn't matter.
So the next couple of days, binging on your favorite TV show, video game, or anything.
Not worrying about homework.
I mean, it's the gold spot, and I think that's what I keep in mind when I'm like working towards this, and also the fact that, hey, I really want to keep my college options open because I don't know what I want to do, and I don't know where I want to go. So having better grades helps with that. So maybe you're the kind of student that's like, I don't care if my math teacher tells me to do this worksheet. I think it's stupid and I don't want to do it. I've been in that seat before. But choosing to not do one thing is fine. But don't let it happen every night or once a week, because that's what's going to ruin you. During the beginning of the year, my freshman year, we had this project and I kind of forgot about it, but I also didn't care. I was also really fed up with the teacher at that point. So I just didn't do it. And and so I did it the day of, like in learning lab, and was like, sorry, if here's this, I don't care if you accept it or not, but there you go, you have something. I did submit something. And that's a big F you that you're just handing the teacher right there.
Yeah.
But I got my point across. I only did it once. My father, opposite. He didn't do his work. He could watch a teacher do it once and completely understand it. And I'm good for you, but it really hit him
That
in
reminds
the
me of my
butt hard.
brother.
It really hit him in the butt hard at one point in time. His grades, his GPA, gutter. Shocked he got into college. But I mean, so it kind of kicked my dad in the butt to, like, he just didn't care and didn't care what the teachers had to say. He understood it, so he was like, I'm done. Never did his homework, anything like that. And I mean, he's fine now, but he didn't really catch on to, like, I have to do better until college. So if you catch it early on, you'll have more options for college. And I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world if you don't do an assignment or 2 or 3 or 4, but don't let yourself do it on purpose.
Right. Yeah, it should be a cushion.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll end this episode here. Any final conclusion thoughts? Any final thoughts before we close them out?
Do your homework so you can play Apex.
That's good stuff. All
Or
right, well,
Fortnite or whatever.
or Call of Duty, whatever you play. We love everything. If you made it to the end of the video, welcome to the premium.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, ring the bell for notifications. You know the drill. See you in the next one.